Hey everybody, what's up? Happy Friday to you. Welcome to the Friday Love Messages for this Friday in July. Hope you guys are all doing well. I'm doing the messages late because I didn't have time to do them this morning, so I'm here doing them this evening. Just kind of an energy check-in. Chiron went retrograde. If you don't know anything about Chiron, Chiron is a asteroid placement in your chart, and where your Chiron is Chiron is like very kind of like deep wounds. Chiron, who is Chiron? Why did they name it Chiron? Chiron is the birth child of a mortal and a god. Back in Greek mythology, everybody was fucking, pretty much. Gods and goddesses were fucking mortals. These weird beings were created. And Chiron is half man, half horse, was born half man, half horse, and rejected by his mother, mortal, and his father, God. I don't remember what god it was. Chiron's father. Anyway, nobody liked Chiron. Nobody wanted him. His mother didn't want him. His father didn't want him. And so he's just a wounded person. And so Chiron in your chart, the asteroid named after Chiron, wherever it sits, the placement it sits in your chart is some deep wounding that you can have awareness around and kind of take a look at. And Chiron just went into retrograde in the sign of Aries. And it will be retrograde in the sign of Aries until the end of December. It will stay in Aries for 8 years or something crazy, but it will be in retrograde, appearing that it looks backwards in the sky until the end of December. And when placements and signs and planets go retrograde, it's kind of a crazy energy, right? It's a good time to, it's just really breaking open that wound. It's really just ugh, right? Especially Chiron, which is wounding in your chart. What is your deep wounds? Planets going retrograde is kind of a different story because each planet kind of represents something, an energy, and when it goes retrograde, it can kind of beat back asswards. But Chiron, the wounded, it's the wounded healer, because Chiron's mission was to go about and move about his life healing other people because he felt so wounded, and so he committed his mission to bring himself into the world for healing. He's the wounded healer, and so going retrograde, it just opens all that up. And it's in Aries. So what I would encourage, energy check-in, what I would encourage right now is to find what house Aries is in, and that is so important for you to look at right now, because you hold a lot of it's probably a house that you're just kind of what the fuck? It never seems to work out, or shit's always going wrong, or just it's a hard house for you. It's a hard house for you. So Aries, find Aries, what house Aries rules for in your chart, and take a look at that and have some reflection around it, and what can you what is going wrong. Yeah, my house that Aries rules is the fifth house, which is all about love and relationships. And so for me, Aries in my fifth house. Okay. Right. Not only do I have Aries in my fifth house, but I have all these like hard, brutal placements in the fifth house that are also ruled by Aries. So not only does Aries rule my fifth house, but I have my South Node in my fifth house ruled by Aries. My South Node is ruled by Aries. And my Mars is in my fifth house, which is also ruled by Aries. So my fifth house is so crazy. It really shines a light. It just gives me a very clear perspective on how I move throughout my life and my relationships. And it's I struggle because Aries is all about the self. I don't like to say ego, it's but Aries is essentially ego. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck what you think. I don't give a fuck what you think. What is working for me? What do I want? What do I like? What will I go to war for? What do I care about? Very disregarding of other people. And it's crazy to me because I'm such a people pleaser, but I also am very selfish in that energy. I am very selfish in my people pleasing energy, and it's just sometimes I don't have that awareness or that effect on how that really kind of plays out for me. And anyway, it's so interesting. It's a crazy time right now. So find your Aries in your chart, and that's kind of shines a light on where you kind of hold some wounds, right? So yeah, so we're gonna do the love messages because I haven't done them yet for Friday and I want to do them, so let's do them. I have one other placement. I have 3 major placements in my fifth house. My fifth house is ruled by Aries, and then I have my Mars in Aries, ruled by Aries in my fifth house, my South Node in Aries in my fifth house, and then another placement I can't think of right now. And remember, your South Node is what you come into this life already really good at. And I'm really good at me. I'm really good at me. And so since I'm really good at me, my North Node is in Libra, which is what my soul has kind of come into this, which is what my soul has come into this lifetime to learn, is your North Node. And so my North Node is in Libra, and Libra is all about the we, which I have a hard time with. It's good to have awareness around this stuff, right? It's amazing. And then when you reflect and makes sense. That's why I just do your natal chart. Just do it. If you don't know how to do it, let me do it for you. I just get off on that. It's just a complete picture of your whole scope of who your soul's journey right now in this lifetime. like the snapshot of the sky when you were born. Time, place, date. What does that mean for you? Because all planetary placements and everything is energy, and it's like where everything is at in the sky is completely affects you as a soul. Like it's something else, something else. And when you start diving into it, it's like, holy shit. Yeah. All right. Let's see what the love messages are for Friday. So kind of polar. Like I'm such a giving person in a selfish way with little disregard on how it actually affects other people. It's kind of that lesson for me. Like I do it for my own fulfillment. Like knowing that it's just like, you know, it's just, to be honest, it's a power trip for me to know that I can but okay. It's very like me. Even though I feel like I'm like it fills my cup to feel like I'm giving to somebody maybe in like that they feel like they're lacking, and so I feel like I'm helping them, but I'm not really, probably making things worse for them. So just having that like awareness around that. It's okay, so it's good to have awareness, but then like what do you do with the awareness, right? Yes, you can like have awareness around it. This is what's going on. This is what I need to fix, but then like fixing it, changing it, taking action on changing it, healing it. The wounded healer, which is Chiron. Okay. Sorry, I got off on a little tangent there. But I just find it so interesting. It's like how the planetary placements, asteroid placements, like these placements in your natal chart, as long as you're like aware of it and you can like work with the energy even ahead of time, right? Like this is coming in, and this is where it like sits in my chart, and so how can I move so I work with it and not against it? It's kind of what it's all about. Okay. So the love messages. The only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus back to love. Right. Where's the book? I always do this. I always just like don't know where the book is. Number 7. It's a lucky number. The only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus back to love. It's not about fulfilling your ego self with inauthenticity or emptiness. I don't know. It's hard. Like, it's hard because I feel like I've only experienced it really once. And then it's like not your reality. And then what? Like, it's a different thing when you actually experience it for real. And then when it's inobtainable in like the 3D reality, in your like 3D actual like life, right? And you just like move forward. There's something to be said to kind of like, okay, step back, I guess. It's just different. It's a trip. The only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus back to love. Love for yourself. I'm not saying I can't like love anybody else ever, right? Like, I love my friends, I love my family, I love my cat like 5% of the time. But when you're talking about like your specific person, sometimes you do meet that person that like your soul has known for its lifetime, many lifetimes. It's a different vibe, but that's not in your reality, right? So how do you proceed? And how do you proceed accordingly? Not in ego, not in just being reckless and fulfilling the void or whatever you're doing to, if you are in a place of lack or feeling like you lost somebody or whatever your situation is, right? Chiron is in retrograde, meaning like it's a very deep recognition of the wounds that caused you to maybe like be in the situation that you're in, whatever house placement it's in. It's mine's obviously in my house of love and relationships, so feeling all the feels. Yeah. suck at love. Like, I just am really good about doing me. And yeah, okay. The only thing that is real is love. Number 7. You may have been conditioned to dwell on problems. It is important to remember the true reality is love. Choose to take a deep breath and focus on what is true. Negativity will disappear when you affirm everything is okay when I choose love. There are many things you can do to shift into a more loving flow. Work at having healthy, encouraging conversations with yourself and others. Squash any negative inner dialogue and notice the positive aspects and people in your life. Be realistic about what is going on in your life. Yes, only love is real, but there is sadness, depression, doubt, worry, and anger. This card is about finding balance in your life, so the challenging times are not overwhelming and you are able to remember that love is at the core of everything. The dominant imagery of this card could represent the tree of life rooted in the earth and extending toward heaven. While you are having a human experience, it can appear that you are alone. Yet in the heavenly realm, we are all one and love prevails. There are multiple images in the card that symbolize peace, love, and support. Find and meditate on something you are optimistic about. This card is about finding balance in your life, so the challenging times are not overwhelming, and you are able to remember that love is at the core of everything. Truly. Finding that balance. Like, don't love yourself so much that you have a disregard for other people. But finding that balance, like that Libra North Node. The only thing that is real is love. For yourself, that's first, right? But don't go overboard. Don't go way into Aries, right? That you love yourself so much that you have disregard and don't have perspective on what your effect has on other people. It's about finding balance. You fill your own cup up first. That is true, right? Like you enjoy your life, you love yourself, you are just like, you're cool, right? And so then, like, when you're cool, you can just like let your love overflow to others, and regardless what happens with them, with you, like regardless what happens into the relationship, you're still your true, authentic, happy self. And like I'm always talking about, it's like that true interdependent relationship. Like, I am my whole self over here. Like, I know myself, I'm good, I'm just like, I know who I am, I'm happy, I'm fulfilled. I'm my own like energy over here that is an amazing energy. And then you have your person over here who is also their own amazing fulfilled self and their own amazing energy. And y'all are happy, independent. But the amazing thing is when you can find balance and have a interdependent relationship, right? Like when you can be energetically combined in your own separate energies. That's amazing. That's what everybody seeks, right? And healing the wounds that may be affecting that in your life. So those are the love messages for Friday. The only real thing is love. And you know it. It's like, you know when you love somebody. You just know. And you just love, like, and then you're, like, you have enough self-love for yourself to be able to, like, love them and let them go. Also, that is love. That is love as well. Just so everybody's clear, you're not bound to that person that you loved, that you love or have loved or whatever. You love them enough to let them go, to be able to love yourself, because sometimes it just doesn't work out, you know? It's hard. But you just have to detach and, like, appreciate the experience. You just appreciate the experience and appreciate that feeling. Like, appreciate that feeling that you got from that person. And remember it. You don't have to, like, bury it and just, like, forget about it. But you can have appreciation for it. And you can appreciate the emotion. You can appreciate the emotion of love and be thankful that you had that experience. Because that is special. It is. Even if they're not in your life, you can appreciate that experience of love. Because not everybody gets that. Not everybody gets that. So it is a blessing, regardless. Okay. So those are your love messages for Friday. I hope you all have an amazing weekend.